And now, Jabroni Studios, in association with Big Herm Productions, is proud to present to you, recording from an undisclosed location in Oakdale, Connecticut, it's Chris Burns, it's Chris Lynch, this is Dysfunction Junction.
And Matt Marsh.
Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And Matt Marsh. We're still working on the intro. And Matt Marsh. Just drop that in like real quick. It's Chris Burns. It's Chris Lynch. Matt Marsh. This is Dysfunction Junction.
And Matt Marsh.
You might as well just keep it like that, because on the weeks I'm not here, this will be making more sense.
Oh, well, you know, maybe he can have that little button ready to go that he has for, like, you know, when I say something like this happened, 30 years ago.
Professor Gay.
Professor Gay? The fuck are you talking about?
Is he talking shit on our gimmick?
No, that's what Herm named me last week.
Oh, that's right. Forgot about that. But it's the show you didn't know you wanted, but it's the show you needed. We're letting Matt Marsh, newest member of the Dysfunction Junction retard bus, run this show. But I have to warn you, if he's asking about community standards. If you worry about community standards, you are in the wrong place, because you are now.
I like them. I violate them all the time.
You are now looking out the window.
I mean, I kind of like to have a guideline.
There is no guideline. It's us.
Yeah. There's not a line.
So
it's a blur. The line is a blur to you all.
So I say to you, the people, welcome to Dysfunction Junction.
Fuck yeah.
All right. My name is Chris Burns. In the square below me is the co-host, co-founder, and my possum. My possum is clean today. My possum
in effect, Chris Lynch.
And in the corner next to Lynch, who just let you know what he had for lunch via the dulcet tones of his throat, the one and only Matt Marsh.
Yeah.
And in the upper left corner, the producer extraordinaire, the man with no hair, it is Big Herm, Michael P.S. Herman.
Hello.
So I told you guys I had a quick hit this week. And I had a very busy weekend. At one point, I'm doing my laundry. It's the down period of my weekend. And I get a phone call from my good friend, Crystal Key, who you guys know on the show as Crystal Bob. Long story. If you ever want to know why I call her Crystal Bob, you can ask her, or I'll tell you off air. It's not dirty. But she calls. She goes, "What are you doing?" "I'm folding laundry." Like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It was. She goes, "Oh, do you have some free time?" Yeah, I got some free time. "Have you had anything to drink yet?"
That's a very odd question.
Well, it's Saturday. She knows that if I'm, the race is coming on at 5 o'clock, I might have had a beer, but it's Saturday.
You might have pre-gamed.
Yeah, but
maybe.
I think she's probably fishing to see if he's in a condition to do labor.
No, close, but no. So I said, "No, I haven't." She goes, "Okay, can you be at my house at 2 o'clock? I have a favor to ask. I need something for you to do." I said, "All right, cool. That's what friends do." Herman Lynch, we've done it for each other over the years. Matt, welcome to the family. It's probably going to happen to you at some point where you call us, we call you, whatever. So I get to Crystal's house, and she says, "We have to go down to," I won't name the business, and her fiance checked himself into rehab recently, but due to a former arrest, has one of those breathalyzer locks
an
in
interlock.
his truck.
Yep.
So what I need you to do, Chris, because she was getting over a cold, she doesn't have the lung capacity. I need you to blow into this so I can start the car. We'll go down and get it recalibrated and everything. I'm like, if they still had that website to send Jeff Foxworthy your most redneck shit, like if you've ever blown into someone else's DUI gimmick lock to have their gimmick lock recalibrated, and we're laughing our ass off, but the story does not end there. Her fiance owns this 1861 Dodge Ram, one of the old, you could roll this down a hill. And the worst thing you'd need is look, I spilled some soda on the seat. They were that tough. But the doors are hard closed. It's now, 30, 40 years after the fact? So my door wasn't closed all the way. So I'm holding on for dear life. I don't want it to swing open. We get there. We redo the thing. It took me 6 tries because I'm not sure how to do it. I've never had to blow into one of these. slow hum type of instead of like I'm gonna dump my lungs into this stupid thing.
No, just like low constant pressure.
Yep. And I learned that the hard way.
Breathalyzer.
Learned it the hard way. So we then leave. It's calibrated. We're ready to go. We're going to go to the gas station. She's going to put some gas in it. We're going to grab a couple Dr. Peppers. We're going to drive home. Okay, here we go. We are pulling into the gas station. And it seems that Crystal did not latch her door all the way because that sumbitch swang the fuck open as we're turning the corner. I'm like, this is something, even if I told my grandkids about this someday, they're never going to believe it. There's too many stupid things in one story. Like if you've ever called the cops on yourself, you might be a redneck. So I just it was mind-boggling to me that I got called on to do this favor, and I'll do anything for Crystal, much like you guys. I'd do anything for you guys, except for that one thing Lynch likes. But there is nothing I won't do for my friends, and this definitely is in the top 2 of stupid shit I've ever done for my friends.
It's probably one of the most unusual requests.
You think?
I need
Is
you
that
to
even
come to
legal?
technically.
Yes, because A, he's in rehab. B, he authorized it by phone when we got there. Like, yes, my name is so-and-so, gave all the pertinent information. I'm in a rehab. Therefore, this has to get done. So all I had to do was, they recalibrate the thing. They bring it out. All right, let's test, see if it works.
Yeah,
Whatever.
when I worked at Noble, one of the cooks, the chef had one in his car, and he'd be fucking busy, and so he'd send the owner down with his car to have it because it's got to get calibrated every so often, and that's what he'd do. Would be like, I got to stay here, take my car over, and get it calibrated and bring it back. And there was it. They don't really give a fuck. They don't really give a fuck who does it.
Okay.
No, as long as it gets calibrated.
That's really all the state wants to know is it's been checked.
If the guy that owns the vehicle blows and it blows positive, that goes to some kind of database anyway, too, right? It's not just the car won't start. He's in violation.
Correct.
Right.
Is that correct?
It tracks all that.
Yeah.
It's like telemetry type bullshit. Like my company car I had when I was an investigator. Track your speed, your braking, your cornering, and then once a day it would upload that at like midnight, and they would bust you on if you consistently went over a certain speed limit.
Yeah, they just plug a fucking thing into the ODB plug, and that's it. It's basically the same thing that like Geico and shit sends you.
Right. So that's my story of all the crazy shit I've done in my lifetime on a very busy Saturday, having to help recalibrate someone else's DUI blower gimmick. Welcome to it. Jeff Foxworthy somewhere is smiling. I wish I could send it to him. Did you grow an extra beard, or is that a cat in your lap?
It's a cat.
All right. What's the cat's name?
Kirby.
Kirby, get the fuck out of the shot.
All great supervillains have cats. Dr. Evil, Dr. Claw.
Sad you consider them Dr.
Goldfinger.
Well, they were rich.
Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer, although he might have
I think they ate their cats.
Yeah, probably. So do the Chinese, but what are we here to mince words for? Hey, listen, this is your show, bro. Tell us what we're doing.
We're answering questions from the
What
Matt.
kind of question? Yeah, buddy.
He just sizzles with excitement.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does.
That's a selling point right there. Yeah, we're going to answer some questions.
He sizzles with excitement.
Let's kick this chicken off.
Tragedy. When you're on the show and your voice won't go, it's tragedy.
Oh, what am I going to do with you two?
You're going to sing the Bee Gees with us, you fat fuck, or formerly fat fuck.
All right. So we've got a question. We have a bunch of questions.
And you get to decide who answers first. That's the best part.
We got a slew of questions.
All right, well, slew them.
All right. If you had to have a band at your backyard party, would it be NSYNC or 98 Degrees?
Ooh.
I'm kidding. That's,
I was going to say, he's never been to a roaster, has he?
Yeah.
It would
because we will sing that shit and dance at the same time.
That's
and
right.
embarrass the shit out of every child.
Herm's roaster, it would be both.
Yes.
I would choose ABBA, but that's just me.
All right, fair enough. You are a weird sort.
All right. Okay, this one's gonna start off with Mr. Biggest Dickus.
Yay, that's me.
Hey,
He's lying. He's lying.
Dickus Minutus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of those twisted names, like when they call me little dude. What's up, Tiny? That's kind of like there it is. It's jumbo
Right.
Dickus Minutus in Uranus.
Jumbo shrimp.
Kind of like how I nicknamed myself Thunder Dick. Yeah,
That's
I
right.
get it.
That's right.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Dickus. Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
All day long.
Meantime,
Yes.
All right. I fucking hate Hawaiian pizza. So I would never order it.
You mean Canadian pizza?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Canadian wannabe Hawaiian pizza.
Whatever, man.
What's the difference between the two?
There is no difference.
Canadian bacon and
Okay,
bacon?
hold on. Now it's my turn, dipshit.
There we go. As if
All
I
right.
don't get enough of this every day in the fucking chat. We got to
You're
do
gonna get
Cooking
it
with
now.
Herm.
All right.
Fuck.
So Hawaiian pizza is a pizza made
No
by
shit.
an Italian man, a man of Italian descent who owned a place in Canada, who, while visiting Japan, wondered about awesome new weird flavors to put on a pizza. He put the ham and the Canadian bacon and the pineapple on it, and there's your Hawaiian pizza. It's as Hawaiian as Montreal.
And again, I learned something new about food.
No, and I'm going to say this.
It's Mexican, damn it. I mean, what?
I love this question for two reasons. One, it outs Lynch as some sort of pizza elitist, and he can go fuck himself. And two, it just opens up the door for the same shit I got to go through every goddamn morning with you two. You two, right there. Every fucking morning. I don't even need to set my alarm anymore. I listen for the buzz.
I have answers, you know?
Yeah,
Fuck.
I'm just asking shit that nobody else had the balls to ask, and you guys are all learning in the process.
Wait,
well, except Herm, he's teaching.
Well, you're asking them every fucking day. I asked them once, and I'm good.
I got
How's this egg?
my craft.
Is this egg okay? What about this egg? It's like we've seen it. Just cook the fucking egg.
Mondays are omelet days. Done.
Yes. I don't need my alarm anymore. I listen for the buzz.
No, I wake up. I wake up at 6 o'clock. I wake up late, 6 a.m. and there's a picture of an omelet on an Aztec-y style plate with Aztec colors every Monday. It's like, this one's nice. The wrinkle's gone, but I forgot to roll it.
Yeah. Here's what I didn't do.
That's because of the time change.
It's nice
I usually
and
post that
long
around.
and the color's good, but there's no wrinkle.
Yeah, because 6 a.m. my time is what, 4 a.m. your time?
Yeah.
And he's awake, so
yeah,
I'm
I'm getting pictures of eggs at 4 a.m. It's lovely.
And that's the first thing you wanted. Like, what do I want today? Oh, let's get a picture of Marsh's omelet. Let's see if that works out.
Let's see how that worked out. It's Monday.
All right. Next question.
Next question. Would you rather know, this is for Burns.
Okay.
Would you rather know the date of your death or the cause of your death?
The date. Easily. I know I've got X amount of time. I'm going to fill it with as much crazy shit as I can, or spend a bunch of time with my kid until she gets sick of seeing me. What up, Jen, in the comment section? It's questions from the Matt, our new member, and he's asking all the questions. It's like question from the hat, but more retarded.
Much more.
I would have to agree with that. I would like to know the date because if I just know the manner that I'm getting hit by a bus, I have to live the rest of my life kind of triggered, dramatically triggered. I'm going to die every time I see a fucking bus. Well,
you don't even have to be in the street. You could be sitting in your home and the bus drives by.
And you're literally like, it just tells you get hit by a bus. Well, a bus could crash into my motherfucking house that day. There it is. I just know the day every day for the rest of my life until the morning I wake up that day is great. And even then, hey, you know what? It's Monday. Let's see if I can get a peek at Matt's eggs. And before I drop dead, there it is.
I don't want to know the time, just the date.
Just
because
the
then
date.
here's the thing. You get to that date and you're like, well, here we are.
Fuck it, I'm going hog wild that day. We're getting hookers.
Yeah,
We're getting
Robin
cocaine. A big bag of drugs and 2 Asian hookers. It's all going down right then that day.
Jen says, I'm sorry, I joined when you were talking about omelets on an Aztec plate.
Montezuma's revenge.
You missed a great story, Jen, involving Crystal Bob. When this is all over, go back and find it and listen to the story.
If I were given a choice, I'd want to know the manner.
Really?
Yep. I'd want to know how I died.
Is that because you've had near-death experiences?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, cancer. Yeah. The cancer could have killed me. It wouldn't have been. Right. It wouldn't have been from cancer. It would have been from a stroke. It would have been from a stroke because of where the tumor was in my brain.
Tumor, yeah.
See, my near-death experience was a little different.
I've had flu.
I got hit by a car when I was 9.
On Broadway.
On Broadway. Yeah. So I faced it once. I just want to know I know my time is my time whenever the fuck it happens. How am I going?
Never mind. Right. I'll just take him over to Lee Street.
What was yours, Herm?
We had a house fire.
Oh.
Like a complete house fire. Like everything we owned except for the cars and the clothes on our back was destroyed.
As an adult or as a kid?
As an adult.
Oh, no shit.
And we had just finished redoing the entire second floor, renovating it. It's on the house. We'd moved upstairs, and there was a fire up on a 3rd floor from something faulty. Not anybody's work, but there was a recalled part, exhaust fan that we didn't know was recalled. But everybody went out of the house, and I went back up onto the 3rd floor with, I was going to put that fucking thing out with an extinguisher. It was way too much fire. I put what I could out that was near me, and then the whole room went black with smoke. It took me a while to get out of there. I'm basically walking around the street, watching the house burn, and they were talking, and the EMTs and the fires were talking, and they were talking about how long I'd been up there. And they made me go to the ambulance, and I was like, I'm fine, leave me alone, I'm fine. Well, I wasn't fine. When I got into the truck, basically my lungs were processing about 3% oxygen into my blood. The people in the ambulance weren't quite sure how the fuck I was walking around. At no point did I ever pass out or lose consciousness, but yeah, technically you're kind of dead. You shouldn't even be walking around. Your body's not pulling any oxygen. So they rushed me to the hospital and put me on oxygen and did all that shit. But yeah, I was apparently supposed to be dead and didn't even know it.
Oh, damn. I'd never heard the whole story before. That's some news.
That's some
shit. That's some crazy stuff, man.
See, with me, I would rather know. I don't want to know how, because I'll be thinking about that. Because if it's something horrific like a shark attack or some shit, that'll freaking, But I'd like to know when, because that will enable me better to prepare. Am I saving for retirement? Am I spending it all now? I mean, if I have a definitive time frame, that makes shit a hell of a lot easier.
Right. I can understand that.
I mean, if you're going to live to be 96 and working as a Walmart greeter eating cat food, then yeah, that's kind of a bummer.
Right. If it's like, you'll be like, right, you're going to die, but you'll be like, 95. I'm not worried about shit then.
Right.
But if I'm going to be 54.
Yeah, you need to know now.
Yeah. All right,
Jen's in the comment section. I escaped enough car and motorcycle accidents with no recollection of what happened that how is not my concern. And similar to Herm, I slept through a fire that had so much soot that it smothered itself. Deadbeat mother hadn't paid the electric bill, so no smoke detectors.
Oh,
damn.
Wow.
Damn. I can't.
I'd be curious to see what state that was in.
I'm gonna guess Connecticut.
Well, I'm just saying, technically, hardwired only smoke detectors are not allowed. Every smoke detector
it's got to have a battery backup.
Code has to have battery backup. So
right.
Even if there's no
how long has that code been in existence?
That code was in existence when with the hardwired smoke detectors we had in our first apartment.
Okay, I'm not asking that question. I mean, how long is the that kind of answers the question, but it doesn't. She says Plainfield, Connecticut. So, look, it happened.
Yeah, no. I'm just saying. Usually, it's up to code. That would be definitely a landlord issue if there wasn't. But yeah, that's rough because usually they're supposed to have they're supposed to have a backup of some sort.
Battery backup. Yeah. Look, I can't match any of those stories. I guess I'm a semi-lucky guy.
Semi.
Well, the one near-death experience I had happened on September 29th, 2007, but I don't talk much about my ex-wife on the show, so we're just going to leave it alone. They were hardwired, said Jen. Okay. I got you. All right. Enough talk about death and destruction and death and death.
Right on.
Please bring us our next question.
If you were a necrophiliac, which celebrity would you want to dig up?
Selena.
Really?
Yep. I got a thing for the Latin women. I ain't gonna lie to you.
You do.
Selena. If we're gonna pick a white woman, it would be either Marilyn Monroe or that singer girl that got shot, because she would have grown into the most beautiful woman. Christina something or other. She was an American Idol. Christina something.
Yeah, but Selena got shot too.
Yeah, I know, but not recently.
I'm trying to think of who you're talking about.
Christina something. I'm going to the Google machine.
Okay.
She did those ASPCA commercials too, and she was singing Bonnie Tyler, and then she got shot.
Oh, I like Bonnie Tyler.
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. Christina, singer,
American Idol. Shot in the head.
Christina Grimmie.
I don't recall.
Very beautiful girl.
I never watched American Idol. I do not know.
I didn't either, but I saw her video, her what do you call it, the commercials, and she was one of these YouTube stars, and she would sing other people's shit, and it got traction. Then she made an album. It's not my style of music, but hey, she was cute as fuck.
Okay.
That's the only thing I'm gonna say about that.
Jane Mansfield.
Oh.
With or without the head?
Nice.
With the head, you idiot.
We're already in the comments. We got Heath Ledger on wow, in my text messages I got Elvis. Show the world the fat fuck is really dead. I like that idea. Thank you for that one.
Interesting.
Nice. You got Jane Mansfield. All right, now this one's gonna hurt because it's Herm's turn.
P.T. Barnum.
Okay, timeout. Offsides clipping. You're gonna have sex, P.T. Barnum.
Yeah, I'm gonna show him the greatest show on earth.
All right, I'm gonna head out.
That's a nice setup. That's a good setup. Holy Christ!
This is a meatball, and I'm throwing it to Herm.
It's kind of like South Park. It's kind of like Family Guy here. We will go long for the to get the joke. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Jesus Christ.
Wow. Wow. That's all I gotta say is wow.
I can't argue with that with Herm's logic. There you go. And
it's not about arguing with Herm's logic. It's about figuring out Herm's logic.
Like you go, oh, you thought you were gonna make me uncomfortable? Hold on.
Yeah.
Hold here.
Flip the switch.
Hold my Mountain Dew, son.
I will thank you for not doing it while the beverage was up.
Hold my General Tom Thumb.
Oh God.
Good Christ.
I am tossed up between Raquel Welch and Tawny Katane.
Ooh.
Raquel Welch was
gorgeous. And Tawny Katane, I had a thing for her since Bachelor Party. Like, ugh.
You see,
there wasn't a Whitesnake video that I didn't touch myself during in the late 80s.
Mine, I kind of had in my head between Jane Mansfield or Marilyn Monroe, but I think I was more on an attractive scale. I think Jane Mansfield was prettier.
Yeah, it sucks that her kid was ugly.
She was cute when she was younger. I don't know if you've seen.
Stop it.
Yes, she was. I don't know if you've seen her lately in the commercials for whatever version of Law and Order she's in.
Yeah, she still looks like the same dog-faced woman from 20 years ago.
Marcia Hargitay? I think she's just like she always was.
She
y'all
is
are fucking
aging
retarded.
like her father.
I think she actually looks
like
better
Nikki Hargitay.
Yeah.
I rest my case. The prostitution rests. I just won. Thank you.
No, I just won. My wife just brought home 2 12-packs.
Oh, there you go.
Bing, bing.
There you go.
Jen says she'll dig up Tawny Katane for you. See, you have an ally on the inside.
Nice.
Thank you, Jen.
All right. Okay, this one's for Big Herm.
Big Herm.
What conspiracy theory do you believe?
I was hoping this question would come up. Oh, Jen's getting a little bit, while Herm's thinking, Jen's getting a little bit possessive. Not for him, for me. She wants that Tawny Katane to herself.
Conspiracy theory? I'm a firm believer that Lee Harvey Oswald
I knew that was coming.
Did not act alone. There was a
Bingo.
second shooter. Knowing what I know about ballistics and how that bullet would have looked after they said it did what it did, there's a second shooter.
Yeah. So mine's going to be the same answer.
I'm going a different direction only because you know how much I love.
I mean, I know the
Kennedy thing. Go ahead, please.
All look. A government's job is to take care and to look after all of its people.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm a father. On paper. I'm a father. I have just 3 sons. I lie to them niggas all the time. All right. So if you think the government isn't lying at some point, I'm sorry. You're obviously not a parent, because sometimes a parent has to lie to their children to build trust.
Sometimes.
I concur. From Santa Claus all the way down the damn line.
Amen to that.
You know what I mean? Like, the first thing you learn when you parent is that everything you eat is spicy.
Yeah.
Good night, Jen. Enjoy the playback later.
What do you mean spicy?
Oh, you're eating ice cream. Oh, you wouldn't like this. And you tell the children, oh no, it's
spicy. Yep.
You feed them a couple of hot chips first.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got to give them the hot sauce first.
And then everything after that, oh no, this ice cream is spicy.
Yeah, that didn't work for me because Emma loves spice. I couldn't get away with that shit. I told her it tasted like garlic, and she ran in the other direction. What are you eating? Garlic.
Everything in my house was chicken.
Oh, your kids didn't like chicken?
No, they love chicken. So we had white chicken and pink chicken and brown chicken and red chicken, and all the vegetables was broccoli. We had green broccoli and orange broccoli and white broccoli.
I love it. Okay. Side note to that, Emma does not like seafood, but when she was little, she would eat the shit out of calamari, but only the rings, because she's like, Dad, what are you eating? Ocean onion rings. Try them. Oh, these are really good. Until she found out what calamari is and wanted to kick the shit out of me in my sleep with a baseball bat wrapped in barbed wire. Mm-hmm. No, that part Dad ate. She ate the ocean onion rings.
Those are the best parts.
What, the tentacles? You're damn right.
Yeah, you just got to pull the sex organs off.
Well, hopefully they do that before cooking.
What if you don't?
They do. They have to. They're really fucking long, and they don't fry well.
Lynch, turn away. Turn away. You don't want to hear this. This is sex talk.
Okay, go ahead.
You don't want to hear this.
I'm listening.
When you're
a good Christian boy.
You know the really long, thin things that have like that little like triangle? Those are the sex organs.
Oh, okay. I thought they were just extra long tentacles with little flippers on the end.
No, those are sex organs. Those
like
are
the claspers on a shark.
No, there's actually and there's a type of octopus that when he has to mate, he rips off his penis, his sex organ, and throws it and basically it swims through the water to the female. Like, he doesn't even do it. He's just like phoning it in, and he's like rips it off, and it goes and does its thing.
I need to get me one of those.
That's like that ninja on Mortal Kombat.
And he swims away. That's literally how that happens. He's like, "Oh, what's up, baby? Here, take this." And
Luke, you're gonna Luke Kang that bitch. Come here.
Fatality.
Get over here.
Flawless victory.
Sexuality.
Fertility.
Oh my god.
How do you do that fertility move? Is it up, up, down, left?
In,
Then
out.
Up, down, down,
Yeah, in,
A, B, in, out.
That's
Give her
right.
cab fare and never call her again.
Thrust,
And then-
thrust. Repeat if
Was it good for
necessary.
you?
It was
Right. And nowadays you just hit block on your phone.
That's right.
Yeah. And ghost their ass. Yeah.
I don't know that I have a conspiracy other than the ones the gentleman brought up, the Kennedy assassination. That, I mean, I know Marsh is not a fan of the moon landing.
Has he ever been? It's really fun.
Have I been to the
bet
moon?
it is.
Yeah, I mean,
Not yet.
well, so did the one we just do happen, or was that all? Or was that done in somebody's backyard?
Here comes Lynch.
Did we
On
have a moon
topic.
landing?
Yeah, we did. And that's exactly my point. On topic, you don't see anything on the news about it at all.
You
No,
did
because they're too busy
that's-
crying about Trump.
Well, no, that you actually did on the cycle. The day it left, and there was 2 days. With literally all that was supposed to. The problem is, it fell over, and when it fell over with the solar panels like this.
Oh,
So it batteried, and then it's cold. My battery's low. It's like what's his name there? Oppie. Basically, it fell over and couldn't recharge itself. So they've got to do it again. But I mean, that was completely unmanned and completely AI doing that. So when it happened, they'll just send another one out and try it again.
I got one that might be controversial, but there's a portion of it that bothers me. I don't think that the 9/11 attacks on the World Trade Center was completely terrorists.
Yeah, I had some interesting
Building 7
presentations about that.
Building 7 should never have fallen.
Did you ever
just
watch
throwing it
any
out
of the
there.
videos on the Pentagon missile strike?
No.
That was there's some stuff on YouTube where they tried to debunk that about how they came around. They confiscated like video footage from every convenience store in the area. They were showing the strike. They were showing fragments and what an actual missile would do as opposed to a plane strike. It was kind of interesting.
Wow. No. Okay. I'll have to look that up. Link me to it if you can at some point. All right. You got to answer your own question now, Mr. Marsh.
What was biggest dickus?
Sam
said it. The Kennedy.
2 shooters.
Oh, it was Kennedy thing. Okay, yeah, mine's not quite as interesting as that. Mine was the whole origins of the whole COVID thing. I tend to be more online that it was a lab thing, as opposed to some freaking nature that evolved.
Well, they've said that.
They've said
really
there's 3 different theories, but that
but they've actually kind of debunked that and said it actually was. China's already admitted it was from a lab.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Yeah.
China's government will tell us the truth, but ours won't. Nice.
Well, that's because, you have to remember, China's government tells the truth to hide a bigger lie. All right.
True.
China always tells the truth to hide a bigger lie.
True.
Their lie is it's like Russia. There was only 4 people who died in Chernobyl. 4. I mean, you've got 4. I mean, literally, check the numbers. You've watched the Chernobyl thing. Mm-hmm. They've only attributed like 7 people dying to that as a result of that thing. So
the fallout.
It's so the lies are really to cover up bigger lies.
I'll buy it. Absolutely. All right.
Works for me.
All right. He's got a question. I bet.
All right. We'll tame this one down a little bit. Who is your favorite comedian? Chris.
That's a loaded question. Because I like different comedians for different reasons, but I guess if one all time, too easy. Eddie Murphy.
Solid.
I mean, I could do an hour and a half just with you talking about comedians.
Oh, and doing one-liners from all their stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck yeah. And some you might not know, and some I might not know, and you were just sharing ideas. I would put Rodney Carrington second If you've never listened to Rodney, go listen to Rodney.
That's a solid choice.
I know Lynch's answer. I'll bet I know Lynch's answer.
Number one would be George Carlin.
I was wondering who was going to bring up Carlin. Yeah.
Number 2 is a modern day guy. I'll go with Tom Segura. I just saw him. He is a mixture of dark and observational and just some absurdist comedy, but he does it so well, and he's just like, whatever, and he doesn't care who he pisses off. Every Netflix special he's done, he's pissed one group or another off, and he's just come out like, fuck you, get a sense of humor. And really nowadays,
Chappelle is the same way.
Chappelle is on my top 10 list.
He's sharp.
They have to be now. They have to be. Fuck you. I don't care if you like comedy or not. I'm doing my job. Because otherwise, if his weakness just allows
the Me Too movement and Louis C.K. getting thrown into that really destroyed comedians for quite a few years, and they're just catching up now to where they can actually kind of go through a show without losing the crowd. You know what I mean? Because there's always going to be that one or two twats out there who are going to get offended because somebody's trying to be funny and make light of a ridiculous situation.
But
I think these guys are the guys that are up and coming now: Mark Norman, Shane Gillis, Tom Segura, Matt Rife. Yeah. All those guys are like the new renaissance of stand-up comedy. The guys in their 30s and late 20s, 30s, and 40s into their 40s now are like, they're huge. Mark Norman.
Watching the younger ones.
You got to watch Mark Norman. Again, another guy, really dark sometimes, but he's fucking funny as hell.
I'll look that up.
Yeah, I'm writing it down.
I like Robert Klein.
Robert Klein was amazing.
I've never even heard of him.
Oh my God.
You know him.
Yourself some Robert Klein.
I'm sure you've known him.
You'll recognize him as soon as you see him. I'm a Lewis Black fan.
I love Lewis Black. I went to see him a little bit ago.
And I really enjoy Cat Williams.
Oh yeah.
You got to watch Cat Williams on the Joe Rogan podcast, Herm. If you like Cat Williams, you'll love that episode.
He's funny as fuck.
And one guy that I wish was still alive today is Sam Kinison. Because if you think these kids would their heads would explode.
It was a go-to.
That was
no. Imagine a kid today with all this touchy-feely bullshit, and they hear Kinison. It'd be over in 3 minutes.
Kinison's story is like the ultimate tragedy too, because he just pulled his head out of his ass, and he was on the right path to just being clean and sober. He was 6-7 months clean and sober, and to get killed by a fucking drunk going the wrong way or crossing the line. I mean, it's so fucking sad. I follow his brother on Facebook. His brother is still a preacher, but he's a really cool and interesting dude.
The documentary that he did was Brother Sam was fantastic.
He's a really interesting dude, and his sermons are it's not about the religion, it's about the moral. And I appreciate that because
which is how a good preacher pastor should be. Teach rather than preach.
Correct. And I appreciate that more than tell me I'm going to go to hell and blah 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 and burn in.
Some call it hell. I call it Hades.
You got any of them French fried taters there?
I got some of that potted meat down there from that dollar store queer. Is he funny gay or
is he funny ha or is he like
or funny queer?
Funny queer.
You art not talk like that. You just a young boy.
I fucking love that movie.
That is the great. Did you see the video I sent with you had John Heder doing Napoleon and Billy Bob? Oh my!
I saw a video. Yeah, I saw that. I've never seen Sling Blade.
So it was a short film at first. It was like a 25-minute film, which basically encapsulates the movie. So watch the movie first, then go back and watch the short film.
That's funny.
It's amazing. Billy
my God.
Billy Bob Thornton is one of the best actors living on the planet. It's just too bad he's so fucking strange.
Right. There were people that, again, friends of mine that, I've never seen Sling Blade. Sit, watch it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna hate it. It's like Scarface. Everything you want in a movie, horror, comedy, romance, tragedy, whatever, all encompassed in one film. And then by the end, you're doing the impression for the rest of your life. I do it now. I'll talk to my kid on the phone. So what are you doing this weekend? You want to come down? Well, I got this basketball game. All right, Dad. I do it to Lynch on the phone. So, all right, I'll let you go. All right, Dan.
All right, Dan.
Ain't got gas in it.
I ain't got no gas in it. I like the way you talk.
You art not talk like that, Lynch. You just a young boy.
A young boy. Mm-hmm.
Herm, did you have a DJ gig today, or you were going to sign a business loan or something? I'm not used to seeing you in like nice shirts with collars and shit.
We're going out to dinner immediately following this podcast.
Ooh,
right on.
I bet the folks at Carl's Jr. are excited to see you.
Yeah, we're going to Cheeto.
Cheeto?
It's a Mexican place called Mi Ranchito. I just call it Cheeto.
Okay.
I was gonna say it's a specialty restaurant, and all they serve is Cheetos.
That's it.
The servers are all dressed up and are body painted like little cheetahs.
So let me get this straight.
Some of them are fat, some of them are puffy, and some of them are crunchy.
That's right.
The
Some are crunchy.
fat girls, fat girls are puffy.
Some are baked, some are puffed. It's great.
You're going to a Mexican restaurant in Pueblo, Colorado?
Where better?
What
dude, like the mayor is Mexican, half the town is Mexican.
Well, she's Heather.
Yeah,
Heather,
I know.
Heather Graham. She's white.
Oh yeah, good point.
She's really white. But
right,
yeah, like we're going to a Mexican restaurant because, like, you know, the schlep here from Virginia, I'm sure hasn't had anything quite like this in Virginia.
How is the schlep?
He's all right. He hasn't left his room a hell of a lot.
There's a surprise. He's probably got a fucking Xbox in there.
He brought his Xbox and he updated it here on my Wi-Fi, and now he's
of course he did.
Now he's got it plugged into the 60-inch TV in the guest
in
room.
between Call of Duty, he's dick picking his girlfriend. You know, hey, check this out. I'm in Colorado.
There's no girlfriend.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Oh,
he's dick picking somebody.
Yeah, maybe.
Next question.
Oh, this is a spicy one.
I'm spicy.
Would you play Russian roulette with a 5 in 6 chance of becoming ultra rich and a 1 in 6 chance of dying?
Dude, I play that fucking game every day. Yeah, every day I go to work, I play that game. Next.
I've been thinking about this all day. I'm like, damn.
I'm going to answer this question the way I think he meant it to be answered. If I got a 5 in 6 chance of walking away with a butt ton of money, I'm spinning that fucking wheel.
Yeah, me too.
And if I win, I'm calling the kid. Hey, you'll never have to work a day in your life, although I want you to get a job, but Dad's got you covered.
See, I don't have any kids, and I'm
shoot.
I don't know if I do that.
Shoot. You got stepkids though. They're kind of the same but different.
They are, and they'll be taken care of. But it's still that 1 in 6 chance. I mean, I never win.
You got a better chance at 1 in 6 than you do of hitting the fucking Powerball.
I'm just gonna say the only thing that has better odds than that is Matt sleeping with a chick and her going les.
The man ain't lying.
I mean, we're looking at like 98, 99th percentile here. Okay.
That's true. I'm like the American Sniper of the lesbian conversion game.
Damn.
Dude, he turned that girl from 1,500 yards.
He said her name.
With a 22.
There was a fine red mist and poof.
The big pink mist.
Tragedy when you sleep with Matt and you don't go back. It's tragedy.
Oh, they're big and thick and they don't like dick. What would you do in a bulldog bar?
Herm, I told you they would get all Bee Gees on us. I told you.
We knew they'd join in.
I gotta change my final word.
Fucking program.
I haven't used the best line yet, so we'll work on that. Fuck. All right. Did everybody answer?
Heaven no more. Yeah, I answered.
All right. What'd you choose?
I'd spin it. I'd shoot.
All right.
Fuck yeah. Why
My
not?
man. All right. Cool. Well,
Okay.
as the lawyer once said to me, next question.
Next question.
If you could go back and visit any time period, when would it be?
Ooh.
Mm.
I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take a little time to think about it because I have two answers.
I have two answers. Actually,
I'm herming it right now. I'm telling you now. I'm
I have
herming it.
three, but they're all kind of for the same reason.
All right. Well, you go first then.
All right. So my first choice would be in Japan under and live under shogunate rule.
In feudal Japan? Yeah.
Yes. I think the shoguns had very high levels of honor. They were very good at their job. They were very, very trusted. They were very, very endeared. But basically, it was their brutality that made them money. And I feel I would have done very well if brutality converted to money.
Okay.
Same reason I think that I would have done very well in Al Capone, Chicago. And I probably would have done really well in the Old West.
Well, you also would have been a giant in feudal Japan.
Yes.
Yes. Herm Dre the Giant.
Pretty much. Like that would have been the thing. Like, Jesus Christ, he's a fucking oregano.
I mean, because I think like white people at that time, from what I've read, were only like 5'3", 5'4".
Right, and they were 5'3" to like 5'8", like
take
at the
the
most.
Asians.
And yeah, so like, oh Christ, Godzilla is a heel.
Gojira.
Gojira!
Gojira.
Oh,
the prophecy has come true.
But yeah, like
Damn.
I think I'd have done great. Like, I think I'd have done great. Like, just don't go near his mouth; he'll eat you.
Damn.
I would pick, similar to Herm's Old West, I would pick the Gold Rush era.
Really?
Yeah. And it was such an interesting time, and people don't just realize how cutthroat people were during the height of the Gold Rush.
It was basically frontier justice. I mean, it wasn't the frontier per se, but some of it was.
It literally was the Wild West.
Yeah,
and that's when I'm
thinking California,
and that is what at the height of the Wild West. Which is what everybody migrated out there for.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't give a fuck about the West Coast.
No.
There's gold in them our hills, and the empires it built, and the feuds and family battles it created. Huge. Yeah. There's so much literature out there about the Gold Rush that people just don't read. I mean, it was a very interesting era in our history. If it wasn't at the Gold Rush, I would want to go through the Revolutionary War.
Really?
Just to experience it.
See, that leads
to experience and see the men who stood for something so strongly that they just gave their life.
See, I just want to visit it like those dudes in Voyagers and shit. I don't want to freaking spend
so that leads me to my question, because I had a Voyagers type question. How long is my visit, and do I get to impart 2024 knowledge onto those folks back then?
Well, I mean, it's not implied.
Like Back to the Future type shit.
But if you imparted 2024 knowledge back then, I mean, you
might be in better shape.
You'd probably be burned as a witch, but
maybe.
I don't know.
Okay, so God,
the
please,
interesting thought process behind that is that you would completely alter the events as you knew it in 2024. It would be a different future.
It's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Right.
Well, if you're gonna believe the quantum physics behind all that shit, it's
a completely separate timeline.
everything changes.
See, this is the timeline to your 1985, Marty, and this is Biff's timeline, and that's where you are now. We have to go back to 1955. Sure, why not?
But the implications are so unknown. Like,
Oh yeah, well,
we could
time's
be
not linear.
right, because you could go back to 2024 and it would be 10 times, 100 times worse than it is right now.
Yep.
Not if
We
I
could
have
have never gotten out of, if World War II had had a different outcome.
Yeah.
Okay, because like going back and killing Hitler may have stopped World War II, but that was going to happen. You got to think of that one way or another. Would that have happened? Would the events that led up to World War II have happened minus Hitler? It's questions like that.
It kind of comes down to I like the theory in the latest Flash.
I was just gonna bring that up. God damn it!
Yep.
All right. There are certain, you can move a lot of shit around.
Yep.
I think in the timeline, but I think there's critical points.
Yeah, convergences
along the timeline that are going to happen regardless. If it wasn't Hitler, it would have been another person in that role that
Potentially worse.
I think that spot gets filled due to human nature, but I think there's certain points along the line that you can't.
Like they take up his mantle and keep pushing forward.
If you were to go back and kill baby Hitler, now the war isn't started by Hitler; it's somebody else who basically.
Oh, we're not talking about baby Hitler. Listen to you sick fuck.
I'm just, you know.
I'm going right to the womb, man.
I'm going to adult. I'm going to adult ass Hitler about 10 years before all this shit started.
I mean, like you want to do that, you just you kill him as a baby and erase it. But
nah, man, he still had a mom and dad that might maybe have loved him.
We'll kill them.
I'm going back to the.
Actually, his mother said, basically, from the time that he could speak and talk, that there was something wrong with him.
I would go back to the original ending of Butterfly Effect and fucking strangle myself in the womb.
Damn.
You know, but I think there's that certain things that are going to happen regardless. So.
See,
change a bunch of shit.
Yeah, there's finite points.
That's why I brought that up.
I would go back, like Lynch said, to the time of the Revolutionary War. I want to see the country being built. I want to see how all of this played out, not just what we read in the history book, but I want to see it firsthand. That was one of my answers too. My other answer would be I'd go back to the 80s. If not just to relive one of the best times in history, I would tell everybody I went to high school with who raised up soft-handed, weak-titted children of privilege, you need to stop, because this is going to be an epidemic of worldwide proportions that you are feeding into. When you have children, discipline them a little bit, please. And then I'd kick their ass because I'm older and they're young and I could probably kick their ass.
Yet again, it would still happen.
I don't give a fuck. At least I would have tried. At least my efforts would have meant something. And maybe Biff would have bought the casino. I don't know. But you can't make an omelet without breaking a couple eggs. Isn't that right, Mr. Marsh?
This is true. And in my case, you can't make a good omelet without breaking a shitload of eggs over a long period of time.
See, I didn't want to say that out loud, but hey,
that's
totally
your
cross to bear, my friend.
Look, honestly, it requires money at home. When you work at a place, you can literally just cook eggs and give it you're down to cook eggs. And that's literally what I did. It was literally that easy. It was just cooking eggs, that and cooking fucking 300 sets of over easies a day for breakfast.
Whereas I get one lesson a day.
Yeah.
Now, in my case, with this whole little jaunt through history, I mean, there's a bunch of different places I'd like to check out, but what I really want to do is go check out some of the more controversial stuff. I want to go to like Jesus's tomb and just lie in wait for 3 days and see what actually, if anything, went on. And I want to go to a lot of these
like the boogeyman in there.
A lot of these little biblical events. I want to sit there and be like, okay, did it happen?
I don't know. It's a fantastic question until Herm fucked it up for everybody. And then, it's okay. I'm just busting your nuts, Herm.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, you know.
He's keeping himself looking pretty.
He does look pretty.
That burn.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I've never seen it live. Wow.
It's almost healed.
It's his hand vagina. Do it again.
It's only been a month.
Nice.
Do it again.
It's my hand pussy.
That's right.
That is something.
All right. Next
Oh.
question.
Oh,
Next question.
I gotta say, these are some good questions too.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty good about it until I got those messages this afternoon where you guys were all excited, and then I was like, man, I gotta bring something more of this because this is gonna be disappointing.
Why? What did you have? What's your favorite color? I'd have smacked you.
Well, no, I've got. If you had to toss someone's salad, what kind of condiment would you use?
All right, I'm out.
blue cheese,
Ew! Shut up.
mayo,
You're a sick bitch.
Vienna sausage.
Well, there's a surprise.
I almost bought a can at Job Lot to eat on there tonight.
Miracle Whip.
Oh, that's like mayonnaise with sugar in it.
Well, yeah,
Spicy jalapeno mustard.
it's good stuff.
It'll burn me and you.
I don't do Miracle Whip.
We had Miracle Whip in the house
Me neither.
the entire time growing up. My dad liked it.
That's a bad question. Moving right along. I don't want to talk about this anymore. La 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 la.
My mother used to put cottage cheese in the lasagna instead of ricotta.
Yeah, that's.
I've heard that.
Is
That's
that a New England thing?
Yeah,
no,
I've heard of
that's
that.
not trying to have fat kids thing.
Oh,
Yeah, because ricotta cheese is fucking it's pure fat.
That's literally not trying to blow up like a fat ass fucking balloon trick.
Does it work?
Yeah, it absolutely works.
I love cottage cheese.
I'm shutting my hole right now.
All right, this one's for Herm. What do you most want to be remembered for?
I'm already remembered for it.
Roasters?
My food.
Well, that's true.
My food.
Oh,
I mean, it depends. I mean, globally, yeah. I mean, I want to be remembered by my kids as a decent dad. I want to be remembered by my friends that he was a pretty decent guy, fucked up, but a decent guy. I mean, there's so many ways to go down that, but basically, for the biggest catch and the biggest demographic I got is his food. We're gonna miss his food. The same way you assholes miss my food, and I'm only 2,000 miles away.
yeah, you fucker.
I miss it. I never even had it.
You know what I mean, there's people that'll just because I'm gone. So yeah, he did really well with food. He did some good shit. He was talented.
It didn't suck.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the same route. I was a good dad, a good friend, good worker. You know, I'm gonna caveat this by the people that matter. You general retarded sons of bitches, the Crystal Bobs, the Terrys, the Chads, the very small list. Remember me as a good friend. Hope my daughter remembers me as a good dad, and I hope people just remember me as a good person. I don't give a shit what your, I don't know what your, what's the word I'm looking for here, Lynch? Help me out.
Reputation?
Supposed, imagined reputation was.
I knew where you're going with it.
Thank you. Because there are people we've all done good for that walk away for no better reason than they got a hair across their ass. Fuck them. Matt asked me about one of them not too long ago in a private chat. I said, you know what? I don't remember and I don't care. Fuck them. Fuck them. If you forget all the good that was done for each other, and that's the key. This isn't a one-upsmanship thing. It's about being there for people when they need you the most.
Well,
I was there. I was there.
I think you're starting to see where I come from about that. I put in minimal effort to try to get shit like that resolved, because if I have to do all the work,
it's one-sided.
It was never worth the effort that was put in.
And you weren't valued. Yeah,
exactly. And I'm still going through this with, I think Burns knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
With her, and it just it shined, a bright light was shined on Saturday night about just there is no friendship. It's just
I didn't hear this.
A matter
Not
of
now, but
a matter of convenience.
Yep.
See, my answer is going to be, well, and Matt's may be kind of similar. I don't have kids. Matt, you've got stepkids.
I do.
But I don't have any blood kin, no offspring.
No, I don't. I mean, it's
so the people that will remember me probably won't be around very long to remember me. I'm hoping.
Right.
I'm hoping. I hope we all last a very long time.
I'm going to be like a fart in the wind. That's going to be about it.
But you know, if I had to write my own obituary, I'd want to be remembered as, you know, he had his faults and his flaws. He did some stupid shit in his life, but you know what?
He had a bunch of drums in his beard.
Yes.
And a lollipop and
a nest of finches that lived in there.
That's where my little gun went.
Like
I was going to say
Brown.
he might have a midget family living in his beard.
He's got like the beard ratatouille going on.
He's like the brown wizard from The Hobbit.
The brown
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
But
Christ.
yeah, I just want to be remembered as a decent person.
There's a joke
with her, you know, all warts and all the faults. I mean, there's people that I've known in my life that have passed away that were a relatively young age. I may not have gotten along with them 100%, but you know what? I still think of them. A moment will come up, or something, a memory will pop up, and it's just like, oh yeah, he would have really dug that. Because I try to forgive the bad shit, because I know I've done some horrible shit in the last 15 years. So who am I to judge? Honestly. And if they're not willing to work it out or show me that I have value, I don't sweat it. I don't sweat it anymore. I'll easily dismiss a friendship because, hi kitty, he's pretty.
Cuddles.
Hello, Cuddles. Get out
Cuddles
of the
is
shot.
very pretty.
Cuddles, you gotta get out. Come up.
That's a big pussy. All right,
That's what Matt said.
Matt, it's your turn to answer that one.
I'm pretty simple. I just want to be remembered. I mean, kind of like you. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff in life I'm not proud of. I just want to be remembered as somebody that was basically kind to animals and, you know, tried not to hurt anybody.
I was kind to him. I seasoned him real well.
Hey, Matt, this is next in 2 weeks. Hey, Matt, where's Cuddles? I don't know. Snuck out the door and there was Herm.
We had Chinese tonight. It was great.
Oh, Lord.
Have you some poo-poo pussy?
Listen to you.
It's actually Korean. We always get that wrong. It's always Korean.
I thought Korean was dogs. Stop it.
Vietnamese is dog.
Vietnamese is dogs.
Those are Chinese.
Okay.
Some General Schno's Schnauzer. Easy for me to say.
Let's try not to do that again.
Nice. All right. This one's going to Lynch.
Yo.
Good.
One thing about you as an adult that you would change if you could.
Ooh. Like currently present, like as I sit right now?
Yeah. I mean, I'll give an example. For me, it would be my intellect.
You're a smart guy. You don't give dude, you're very articulate and you're very well spoken. You don't give yourself enough credit.
I am, but I have a lot of self-awareness, and it's actually taken me a long time to get to as self-aware as I am now and just kind of like put all the little facts together. And it's like, I mean, I can read stuff, and I mean, I can remember every freaking Transformer G.I. Joe figure I had, you know, back in the 80s.
Didn't have Cookie.
I can't retain, you know, basic stuff, you know, from last week.
You and I are a lot alike, because when I call it my tism. When I jump from like hobby to hobby or interest to interest, I'm all in. I'm all in. Like with guns now. That's I'm all in on guns. 6 months ago, it was my woodwork.
I was going to say 6 months ago, he was rubbing his wood. Yeah.
So, but I don't give up on those hobbies. I always revisit them, and it's a continuing thing. You are just like I am in different respects. It's that you don't think You don't think you know, but you know.
I'll be right
and
back.
You don't think you're capable. And that's one thing I would change about me then. I would be more motivated. Because there's days I just wake up and just like, man, I don't want to people today. I don't want to.
Exactly. Yeah.
I
The
don't.
antisocial gets worse.
And I found that when I drank, I was more social. Because drinking is a social type thing. But the more I drank alone, the more isolated I became.
See, I drink mostly. I do it alone. I like when we go out to restaurants, things like that. I don't drink. I only drink at home.
So, and when I was hiding it and drinking a lot, I became more and more isolated, and that's been a hard thing for me to break in the last 2 years. Is that there's just someday Megan will be like, "You want to go here? You want to go there?" I'm like, "No, I'm done." Well, especially when I come home from work. Hey, do you want to run the such and such with me? No, I have people today, and a lot of that is in my anxiety because I've had anxiety all my life.
You find it exhausting.
Yes. And people exhaust the fuck out of me now.
Yeah.
My tolerance for what probably my behavior was when I was fucking heavily drinking, my tolerance for that shit is nil. I have zero tolerance.
Yep. No, I get that.
So my perspective of what I used to be like has changed. Because me, no, I'm a funny drunk. I'm fun. I'm not obnoxious. Or you told me something I don't fucking remember a week later because I wasn't really paying attention. I was more focused on me getting fucking hammered. Yeah.
I can definitely see the social sides of that. I mean, I've been doing apprentice like shoe repair for the past 8 to 10 years, and I love doing that and learning about it and shoes and this, that, and the other.
All right.
I hate dealing with the fucking customers.
So it is cosmic dogma that you and I have been introduced because fucking cobbling is one of my favorite subjects right now. And watching the art of making shoes for the last couple of years, I think it's fascinating. And there's no real cobblers left. There's very few.
There's one left in Groton.
No, there's not.
There is. He's over at what's the cleaners?
It's the cleaners are gone, Mike.
The one in Groton. All of them in Groton.
All the shallots are shut down, and that was
no. It wasn't. It's not a shallots. It was a different place. Where the fuck? Because I was given a card and told to go see the guy.
My grandmother.
6 months before I moved out of Connecticut a year ago.
How long have you been gone?
I left in.
That was 2023.
August of 22.
22.
Lived in 22. Wow. There was a guy that was running it out of his house in Preston, the Paladins or something, but. I mean, I work for the old man in New London, and I used to work for the cobbler in Groton before he moved to Florida. But I mean, there may be somebody, but it's somebody that's flying under the radar.
Yeah, well, it's a guy that was working out of somebody else's shop. Like he cruises it, like kind of the way like some of your dry cleaning stuff does.
Yeah,
they cruise in. He comes in and he
picks up a box, and
it was down by Fitch by the middle school.
The middle school?
Yeah, there's the Atari things on the front.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
She's like a little she's got a little tiny like I want to call it a tailor shop, but like a dress shop and stuff there, like for like alterations and shit like that. And she's got a guy that comes in there like twice a week and pick up and drop off and does shoe repair. It was like the only place left that was left, because the only other place I knew was what the hell his name was, John. But
yeah, you had Fort Hill Shoe Repair, which was right next to down where Sully's Cafe used to be for years. And I worked for him when he moved into the city, and then he moved to Florida about 9 years ago. And I went to work for the old man over at the Bank Street Cobbler in New London. And like I said, short of Willimantic, there's nothing in a 45-mile radius. There could be a guy who's coming in picking up at random, because I know there was somebody that was servicing the laundromats for a little while.
Yeah.
What was the question?
One thing you can fix
an adult. Yeah, that you can change by yourself.
I'm done. Go.
Did everybody answer? Or?
No, I think.
No, we started with Lynch. We didn't get to Herm.
All right, go with Herm.
Nothing.
That's a fair answer. That's a true
Very
answer.
positive.
Nothing.
Is that because everything's made you who you are, kind of thing?
That's because well, I'm where I'm at right now, and I like where I'm at right now.
You feel blessed?
And I don't think that I could really be doing a whole hell of a lot better. I could be doing a whole way shitload worse.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think everything that I've done, dealt with, been through, and swallowed, sucked up, and fought has got me to right here. So I would change nothing.
Nice. What you got, Burns?
I think if I changed one thing, and it's minor, it might have changed for the better, might have changed for the worse, but since this is all, speculative at best, when I was a wee lad, I got diagnosed with scoliosis, and I didn't necessarily take care of it the way I should have, which probably led to more back injuries than I should have had. This last one notwithstanding, that was just that was a freak accident. Every other one was because I don't think I took care of myself correctly. So if I could change one thing, it'd probably be for the better. If after that diagnosis, I did the stretches and the different things and all that bullshit, might have changed a whole lot. Then again, maybe it wouldn't. But yeah, on a speculation basis, that's what I would change.
Nice.
All right.
And I might have kept in touch with Matt Marsh a little bit better over the last 30 years.
Yeah, but we kept in touch. I mean, when social media came into play, I mean, I'd send you a random. The nice thing about it is I'd send you a random message, and it was like there was no it was like you just talked to the guy last week in high school.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different stuff but I mean, I don't have any regrets about that. It's not like
no, but what could have happened?
Well, we wouldn't have been engaged or anything.
I hope not. You could turn me lesbian. I'm already there.
Like what? Like the two of you would be running a fucking bed and breakfast in Vermont? What?
You don't know. You don't know. You'd be our cook. What's the fucking point?
You don't know my life.
You don't know what I got.
That's my purse. I don't know you.
That's my purse.
Oh.
Next question.
Next question.
And it better not be for me.
Sweeter thighs, bed and breakfast.
Oh, we'll start with Herm on this bad boy.
There we go.
Lynch kind of gets a free pass on this because I wouldn't even know. But one person from high school that you had a thing for.
My wife.
That is true.
Now, was she in your grade?
She was. She was in through middle school.
I do not remember her.
And then freshman year, at the end of freshman year, her stepdad at the time picked them up and moved them somewhere. They moved, and they were going to. She was like, I think she was NFA,
Egypt,
something like that. But
is she in relation to a Jamie Killinger?
Yes, that's her brother.
I recognize the name. I never knew him, but I know the name. But I'm like, who's a Jenner? I was like, she went to Ledyard. We're not.
Yeah, that's her brother.
Mm-hmm. Wow, I got to really think about this one. There's one easy answer, but then there's the not so easy answer because. You're
gonna name off one of mine.
Gretchen Kowal, without fucking question.
She's one of Jen's best friends.
Really? She was cute and shit. She was my neighbor, and I never looked at her as other than that's my neighbor. She's pretty cool. We hang out.
Yeah.
And then now I look back, I'm like, God damn, she was hot.
Mm-hmm.
And she's still a beautiful woman. I've seen her. I'm friends with her older sister, Shania, and I see pictures of them together, and I'm like, God damn, did I miss an opportunity? Probably not, but damn.
I like to make it sound like it was my decision. Yeah, right.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Probably not, but if there was ever an inkling, there it was, and I didn't know about it because I'm too busy going, this is my friend, and we're gonna, skip up to the Emerald City and ask the wizard for a brain, which I sorely needed back then. The other one, we remain friends to this day.
Yeah,
I did tell her how much I dug her. It was Lene Grant.
Okay, that wasn't what I was thinking, but okay.
Nope, and we got to talking. Yeah, we got to talking some years ago. Wagner now, yes.
Yep.
And we got to talking a couple years ago about her kid, her husband, how her life is, how my life is. She's like, "Oh, your daughter," and I'm like, "Oh, your daughter," and the whole. I call it the adult bullshit. Instead of just being like, "So, what was the last good book you read?" or "Last great movie?" "Oh, your daughter, my daughter, this daughter." And I'm like, "Dude, I had such a thing for you back in the day." She goes, "Really? I wouldn't have ever crossed my mind because you were just like this dark, brooding, whatever I was." And she's like, "Oh, I would have never seen it." I'm like, "Yeah, but the dark, brooding guy always wants to go after the girl that could bring him up."
I just never saw you as dark and brooding.
What's her name?
Really?
I don't know,
Lene
you were-
Grant. Lene Grant was her maiden name. It's Lene Wagner now.
Yeah, Grant. I remember her in school. She's a cute girl.
Is it Lanie?
Linnae. Stop stalking her. She's not going to be with you. Let's not do this.
Oh, I know because you said the name. I'm like, why do I know that name?
You know.
I see her reacting and shit to your posts. So
Because she's just a quality human being. She really is. And of course, there was someone that went to school with Lynch that I dated on and off for about 600 years, and it never worked out.
What happens?
Which one?
Mary Davis.
Oh yeah.
Why is that name familiar?
Because it's like the most basic name ever. It's like John Jones. What was his name? Bob Smith.
Can you be a little more vague, please?
I know that guy. No, you know a guy named Bob Smith too. Everybody knows a guy named Bob Smith.
People generally only know one, Chris Burns.
For me, Bob Smith was my fish guy. There it is.
I was just gonna say Bob Smith was a fishmonger
He was my fish guy
in Connecticut. He came. I don't know. Yeah, that's who we
My
used when
Bob-
I was working at Foxwoods years ago.
Yep. My Bob Smith was a guy that
was
wrote
my
for a website that gave me tips because he used to work for a lot of national publications. When I was writing for the website, I reached out to him like, "Hey, you got any tips or pointers?" And we just became friends. He passed away recently too. Bob did. So my Bob Smith is dead.
Yeah, I used Bob Smith for fish for 20 years.
Yeah, Bob. He used to deliver. I'd be in the warehouse at Foxwoods, and he'd be delivering.
Yeah, that
Bob-
beat up white fucking truck of his.
Bob Smith was there was a cop, Bob Smith, for the city years ago, and there was another one that worked with my dad.
The fucked
That
up
was
part
those-
was he looked
those
like
are my
Captain
Bobs.
Bob that used to draw
The
all this.
artist. I used to watch.
Yes.
I watched him the way you watched Julia
Dude,
Child.
I
was
watched
out there
him
with my
too
pad.
because on the weekend I was up at 5
Yep.
a.m. because after
Yep.
the fucking
So was I.
early news,
Got my pad, like-
I know the fucking song. Yes, and I'd
Can
send my
Lynch?
fucking drawings in. Yes, I saw
Lynch-
my shit on his show.
And my
I
kid
gotta-
never
I-
looked as good.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't draw that pelican the way Bob did.
He's
Lynch,
got a
what's
horse,
your
and I'm looking at
answer?
mine.
Yeah,
So-
because
Ew.
I finished Bob's show. Sorry, Lynch, real quick.
It's
And then
okay.
I'd run upstairs. It'd be about the time my parents were coming down, and I'd show them that shit while they were making breakfast.
Yep.
Watch these two guys face Lynch. You
I
had
was all proud of myself.
Captain Bob.
Yep.
If you're watching the same channel I was, you had Captain Bob. You had Candlepin
It was-
Bowling.
It was Channel 5.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. Channel
It was
5
like
WCVB Boston.
Yep. You
Yes.
had Candlepin Bowling. At 8 o'clock, it switched to cartoons. At noon, it switched to wrestling.
Wrestling.
That's right. That's right.
And then at 2:00 on Sundays, you would change the channel to either 56 or 38.
Or
56
38 and catch a double
56 had the
Creature
creature
double
double
feature.
feature.
double feature.
The creature double feature.
And then,
Yeah. Oh my god. Dude, tell me it wasn't great to be a kid in the
double
80s.
Feature.
It was the best
So-
time ever.
So I'm
It's
changing
like
my
I
time
heard
travel
there's
answer.
there's
It
no
is the
Saturday
80s.
morning cartoons
It is
anymore, and it's just sad.
It's like it's the 80s.
Yeah, we're all going back to the 80s. Fuck it.
And we're all meeting up at the Bone Wall in Norwich or at the new McDonald's in Gales Ferry.
As my
Yes.
wife calls it, the new
New
McDonald's.
McDonald's. It's still the new McDonald's. It'll always be new McDonald's.
34
So-
years fucking later, and it's still the new McDonald's.
She's like, oh, it's right next to the new McDonald's. Bitch, that fucking McDonald's is collecting retirement.
Jesus Christ.
So my answer would be, I have one or two. The first one would be the girl who lived down the road from me, who I thought was cute, but she was younger than me, and she had a huge crush on me when I was 16. And
Shoulda
we
hit
would
it.
flirt. We would flirt. Dude, she grew up to be an absolutely beautiful woman.
I'm not saying anything bad about Megan because I love her to death, but you should have hit it.
I had my opportunity.
Dude, I had a thing for the
But you
little
know-
redhead your brother was tagging for a while.
Who didn't? Firebush? Jesus Christ! She was. Hey,
Whoa.
look, we're not gonna say her name because
no,
when we're off the air, I'll say the
Firebush.
name and watch Matt. He'll go, yes, her.
I'm trying. Was it in his grade?
Shut up. We're
Shut
not
up.
doing this.
We're not doing this here.
We're live on the air. We cannot do this.
No, we can't. We can't.
Firebush.
That's all you get is Firebush.
And my other would be a girl I had a huge crush on in junior high and high school. I would go. I wish I had the balls. And you come find out, of course, always years later. Oh, I had a huge crush on you. I'm like, really? Okay, you're a little 30. You're 30 years. You're 32 years too late.
Yeah, right.
Either way,
I hear
I
hear that way too
much more
often.
than-
I'm like, where were you in 1989?
Exactly.
You know, my life is much better than it probably would have ever been given other opportunities. I love my life,
Exactly.
and I love.
All
my
right,
life,
Marsh,
so.
let's do this. I got to hear this. I already know one of them.
Do you?
Come on. Yeah. Well, you sent it to me privately, didn't you, Gretchen?
Oh yeah.
She ain't never going to see this.
Yeah, that's
Stober?
true.
No,
Oh,
co-op.
Stober. I forgot. Ooh, yeah, no.
Was
no.
she that good looking? I don't think so.
I don't.
She was cute.
She was. Yeah. I mean,
She became a beautiful woman, but back
Mm.
then it was a little bit of awkwardness.
yeah. It's funny how
My
people change
opinion-
one way or the other.
I mean, look
No.
at me. I'm sexy as fuck now.
No, mine would have been somebody I hung out with on a regular basis, but I never got out of that whole friend zone situation. It would have been Dawn Beaudry.
Ooh, I know her.
I still talk to Dawn to this day.
Yeah.
I know her, or I knew her. I know that name.
There's another one, and I love Dawn to death, and I want to go up and see her. She lives in Northern Mass, and we always
Yeah.
talk about it, but she was
She's
like,
right
I
on
had
the
a
Hampshire
thing for
border.
Yep. She says, I had a thing for you in high school. I'm like, I had a thing for you too. And there was like one instance at a party where we kissed or something. And then
Well, we
she started dating my buddy. And I'm like, you're persona non grata. I can't do that.
wasn't
Yeah.
she on a Questions from the Hat episode? And
Yeah.
that?
She was on the show.
that's what I'm saying.
Yep.
We had,
So,
we had her call in.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful person. I
She was
love,
always.
oh my
I
God.
mean, even and because I watched some of those episodes or listened to them anyway, and it was I mean, I ran into her 10 years later, and even like she's the same person. I mean, she was just a
Oh, yeah.
genuinely nice person.
And that's a great word to use. She's genuine. She's not really changed, but she has changed, but she hasn't changed.
Well, I mean, life's happened to her, but it doesn't look like it's made her bitter or anything. I mean, she seems,
No.
There was a chick
No,
from your.
you're right.
There was a chick from your guys' school. Same class as me. I'm blanking on her name. I
you're
remember
the same
it.
class as Burns, I think.
I'm 90.
Yeah.
Class of 90. So he came. They did a student exchange between Ledyard and Fitch for whatever goddamn reason, and her last name happened to begin with L, so she was stuck with homeroom with me, and she followed. It was 2 days of shadowing me, and she was really cool, and
And she
super
turned
fuck-
lesbian.
super fucking hot.
No,
Beautiful.
That would have been me.
Sorry,
she-
Matt.
So she talked to Matt while she was at Lynch's school.
Yeah, that's it.
My superpowers didn't freaking
Like-
show
Like,
up then.
so Matt was visiting that day on what? Like,
I couldn't
can't
control my powers then. It
Hey,
just
you know
ran.
what? If I
can't
can
remember
find
her name.
somebody, if I can find somebody with a 1990 yearbook, I will bring it to you. I'll be like, find her, because I want to know.
Very, very like the best skin on the planet. Long blonde hair.
That doesn't
Best
help.
skin on the planet.
Best
Dude,
skin.
she like
Thanks, Jeffrey. Go
no,
Buffalo
dude,
Bill.
like porcelain. long, thick blonde hair.
Put the
she was
lotion
tall.
in the basket.
She was tall.
Precious.
Precious.
Put the fucking lotion in the basket.
Put the fucking lotion in the basket.
I mean, if I said the name, you'd be like, "Oh yeah."
I was high
Just
through
say
most
the
of high
name.
school. I'm
Well,
lucky
so
I
was I.
remember Herm and Marsh. I was so high.
Senior. Did you guys have a smoking section outside of your school?
No, we just smoked.
no, we just went across the street and got
Okay,
yelled.
there was a designated section at Fitch. It went away my junior year, but we kept going up there. It was called the Hill. You go out of the cafeteria, you go up this little hill, and there was like a set of basketball courts and a huge yard that was about that is adjacent to the church that's there in Groton, right in front of Fitch. And we just go up there. Teachers would walk up, light up. I was like, holy shit. Imagine trying to do that now.
Nope. They have a vaping section now.
Yeah.
Fucking pussified now.
That's what I'm saying.
Pussified.
No, you see, now you're turning the stone. I want to know. I want to know who this woman is.
Yeah, I'll figure
Starts
it
with
out.
an L. Do you remember her first name? Well, what fucking good are you?
I'll figure it out. I had it a couple days. I don't know why she popped in my head.
Jesus Christ.
It's just random shit pops into my head.
All right, let's squeeze in one last question if we can. I know we're 5 minutes away from dark, so squeeze it.
Okay. What is the minimum dollar amount after taxes for you to perform a sexual act on a dude?
Lynch.
$5.
Lynch is like, he already gave me the edible. Lynch is like, he already gave me the edible, right?
I owe you money.
And here comes the butt stuff.
So if I give you $3, will you let me?
$20 is $20, bro. It'd have to be a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Like 100, maybe $1 billion.
It would have to be enough to buy a lifetime supply of mouthwash and hypnosis to make me forget the whole thing.
Well, I mean,
And therapy, lots of it.
Not really, because if the number's correct, I'll blow you in fucking the stairs of City Hall at high fucking noon on an announcement, and then take my money and disappear.
And then you can put it on the View.
$100,000, it's not happening. I need money that I can literally disappear and never care again.
Well,
like
exactly.
Island.
Yeah.
So
I gotta throw a variable in there real quick. It's on a sliding scale of just how homosexual it is. Like, are you just sticking a finger in just sticking a finger in another dude's ass, or are you
No,
like
at a minimum you're blowing?
Are you full Monty?
Wait, I don't get the sliding scale. That's the first
for not that much money.
So
I would stick my finger in somebody's ass.
Is what you're saying. Lynch is gay on a curve.
It's a bell curve.
He's on the spectrum. He's on the spectrum.
Lynch trades gay shit on the curve spectrum. What
you guys out there in dysfunction land,
ladies
have
and gentlemen, I'm so sorry.
You guys out there have heard about the vein that pops in my forehead when I just can't take it anymore. Now I have to massage the vein down because
how gay does it have to be? You know, like if I can just stick my fingertip in his butt, or like, do I have to actually like raw dog him? What? Because the money changes, you know. A finger in the butt, I'll help a guy out for free. That's just a favor, you know.
And I'm going to say this with all the humility in the world. I'm sorry I asked for an extra question.
But if he's going to make my face look like a glazed donut,
that's right. You know, like we're talking at least many
more heroes. Numbers. I mean, $1 million, I'll stick my finger in there.
You know what I
mean? Tragedy. When the guy won't nut, so you stick a finger in his butt. It's tragedy. Let's get our Bee Gees on one last time.
Christ.
Is this tax-free money?
Oh yeah, I did that tax-free.
$1 billion.
$1 billion hairs.
I mean, that's a good amount. I for that I'd do it. I mean, but I'd do it for a lot less.
And I'll throw a caveat in. I'll do it to Lynch, and I'll split the prize with him.
I don't think it really matters who it is if the freaking money's right.
No. For $1 billion, we split the prize, but he's got to say
for $1 billion. We'll do it live on the show.
And it'll be all four of us. It'll be all four of us in a train, and Lynch has to say, "Oh, what a lovely tea party."
That's right. We're gonna call it.
You're gonna give me a blowjob and a classy one.
This is
Lynch sucks 37 dicks in a row.
Human Centipede, the porno.
For $6 million.
Oh my God.
This was the dumbest question in the history of questions, but I'm glad you asked it.
That's a good way to end the show.
No, because we haven't gotten Herm's answer.
Well, I did. It'd have to be like $1 billion. Like it'd have to be like walk away and never care money. It's
and never talk about it again.
Yeah, but it's got to be enough money
and
where
then
even
move
if somebody
somewhere where there's like no internet, no phones.
But if for that kind of money, even if somebody did talk about it, I mean,
I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm gonna go to I want to go to Matt's point. If there is video, I want 5% of the gross. You make your money, that's fine. I've already made my $1 billion. I want 5% of the gross.
I want that Robert Downey Jr. Avengers deal is what I want.
Yeah, baby.
There you go.
Freaking bucks.
There you go. And on that note, we're all wait, Matt, how much?
For me?
Well, I'm not asking for myself, asshole.
Yeah, for Matt, it's 2 expired movie tickets and a half a pack of Newport.
And a bottle of Mad Dog 2020. I'd minimum 6 million.
6 million?
At a minimum.
That's with an M. Million?
Like, wait a minute. Like, did he just say 6 million? Like, he's actually calculated the figure. He was like, I've done the numbers and run all these numbers in my head before. 6 million's the exact perfect number.
Herm,
6 million.
Herm, this is what I see in my head. Listen, watch. Okay, so I've turned enough bitches lesbian. Now, if I could just make money doing the same shit that they do, but with another dude, 6 million sounds about right.
6 million sounds about like the money I need to make it work.
No, because I use the same calculation. What's the minimum lottery amount to make me live a comfortable life and take nice trips and shit?
Oh, you'll be taking trips, all right.
Yeah. The ER.
Mm-hmm.
With a
To the clinic. To the clinic
Here
to
you
stop
go,
the
them.
drip. Good Christ.
Bachelors.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcomed him to the show. He's a part of the family, but Matt Marsh is exactly the reason why we can't have nice things.
Dear Lord.
Oh, I haven't laughed that hard in a while. Thank you.
However, thank you. Yes. You know what? We'll do only Matt questions again because, like Herm said pre-show, how many times are we gonna like? All of us have at least repeated a question once. We're like, you asked that question, dumbass.
Well, that's why you need. Yeah, it's almost like you need new people.
So
I mean,
questions from the Matt
I didn't come up with on my own.
Doesn't matter. Probably ask your friends. What's a really weird question I could fuck my friends up with?
No, half of this shit I Googled. Some of it came off of fucking women's health. Other shit came off of. I mean.
So I'm carrying a notebook in my fucking car, writing questions down that just pop into my brain randomly, and you're going to women's fucking health?
Yeah, and he's in this month's issue of L.
Good.
Those questions
That's
identify as a man.
Dude,
Those questions
all of my questions from the hat from now on will be out of Good Housekeeping.
Those
That was
questions
one of the
identify
freaking ones I
as
got
masculine.
Would you say what?
Those
I said,
those fucking questions identify as male.
As male. Okay. All right. I can see that. I get it. All right.
You know, there's a point in time where I have to say, what in the fuck am I still doing with you guys? But
I don't know.
because it's fun. We'll have something next week. I don't know. My brain has just turned to mush, and I might shit it out by the end of the night. You don't know.
Very nice.
But tomorrow night, we got the Speedway review. Check that out if you're so inclined, if you like racing, if you don't like racing, if you know somebody whose second cousin, third removed likes racing, come check us out. Matt's going to watch a show tomorrow night. Why? Because he has to see the wonderment that is David Duke.
I got to see this train wreck. I mean, this glorious event unfold.
It's
oh, no. If I run the show correctly and people don't step on me, ask Herm. The show runs fine. It's when idiots think they have a point and they don't have a fucking point that ruins the whole fucking thing.
Is there drama?
No.
Behind the scenes.
Oh, okay.
Behind the scenes.
You never want drama on no.
Right. I just didn't know if it was like The View where it's a freaking who's got the biggest penis contest.
No. Herm's got to go to Cheetos and get himself some Crunchy and Puffy, and Lynch.
Right.
Lynch and Matt hang out after the show. We'll see you guys next week with whatever topic. I don't know. Whoever comes up with it, we don't give a fuck. And neither do you. So we'll see you next week.
No, wrong one. Hold on.
That's Deliverance.
Judgment falls upon you at first night. I'm the hand of God. I'm the dark Messiah. I'm the vengeful blood. In the blackest moment of a dying world, when a new begun.
And today we're gonna play Sing Along with Burns. Tragedy. When you're with the hoe and your dick won't grow, it's tragedy.